Hey there guys, and welcome back to NIMBY Rails. Between episodes I've finally finished off setting up. Well, I can't remember, I might have done GWR. I don't think I had done GWR. I've done GWR now, I've done all the services through Cardiff and all the way out to Fishguard and Milford. Well, not done Milford Haven because I need Manchester for that, but Fishguard and Pembroke Dock. And the game's a bit laggy because it's running, but I can build while it's running now. I've also built the line up to Shrewsbury and the Heart of Wales line, but I've not put services on them yet. Today, we are going to build the line out to Pwllheli, the Cambrian Coast line. I've put all the stations in place, as you can see from the white dots, but I've not connected up the track yet, so that is the job for now. Wow, the game is struggling a little bit with actually loading the map in, but hopefully it will be okay. Now, if I remember correctly, I'm going to try not looking at a map for this, which I'm probably going to regret instantly, but I think the line comes through like this. And then out here. And maybe along the coastline. The station really all the way down there. Okay, the station's further down than I thought it was. I'm not sure then. I think maybe it comes up like this. I'd really like to get over that road. I'd really like to not have to use a viaduct for it, but I'm going to have to. I'm just going to pretend it comes through this hill, whether it does or not. Okay, where does it come out? That might be easier to check. So I'm pretty sure it comes down the coastline. I've been along this road, and this railway for that matter. Although I remember more of it from the road. But it keeps bridging back and forth across along here. It's quite a bit higher up than the road, the railway is. So, and then it's like obviously drops down into this inlet, I guess. It's not really the ocean here. More of an estuary. But I remember the road definitely crosses back and forth across with the railway an awful lot. Oh, there we go, right. That'll do. That'll be close enough. Doesn't have to be exactly accurate. And it comes out and up here, I believe. Probably through there. And then I'm going to say it comes actually down that, like that. Actually, I'm down to myself now. I think it comes along down here. Like so. Like this. Onto that spot. Can I get that into a place where it will work? Kind of. Kind of works like that. That'll do. And then I think it follows this sort of, I'm not sure if it shows up in the video terribly well, the sort of pale pinky orange thing. Across this road. Once again on another viaduct because it's a very diagonal bridge. And I've gone down too low. Comes in here. There we go. Sorted. Into, I don't even know where we are now. I've completely lost Abu Dhabi. I can't remember if this was Abu Dhabi or this was Abu Dhabi. And then I know the next station. The next station is Towyn. I have stayed in Towyn on holiday before. It's quite a nice place. It's got a steam railway. The Taleclin. I'm probably pronouncing all of this wrong, but I'm going to roll with it. I know some of the Welsh pronunciations, but not all of them. Right, it comes in like this. And then, yeah, this is the Taleclin railway out. But the Cambrian coastline carries on down here. I'll probably do Taleclin off camera, and I'll do the same with the Festiniog and North Highland railways that we'll reach later. And for that matter, I'm not 100% on the name of it. We'll get to it in a minute, and then I will point it out. Across the river and up to Tonfinol. I'm really terrible with pronunciations. I apologise to anyone who might be Welsh watching. I just can't do pronunciation. I can't do half of English pronunciations, let alone Welsh. So it's not just because they're Welsh. It's just because I can't do pronunciations in the first place. Where is the next station? All the way up there. Okay. And so my memory from writing this line is the stations were all really close together, and then from actually placing the stations the other day, I realised they're a lot further apart than I thought. Right, up here and along. A lot of the stations along here are request stops as well. The Fairbourne Railway, that's it. Named so because it is in Fairbourne, in its entirety pretty much. It's a sort of miniature railway thing, I think, that comes down then along the coast and out on the spit, and it goes all up to the end. Anyway, we will carry on. That station is really at the wrong angle. I think it really needs to be on a bit of a curve. There's only so much I can do. But anyway, we continue up this way and into Morph and Mordock, and then out, and we start heading round to the Barmouth Bridge, which is here. Now I have to work out how to do this. So this is all marshland, but I still need a viaduct to cross it, and this is a viaduct anyway in real life, so I'm not going to disagree with the game in this situation. This is where there's actually a proper bridge, that's where the water comes through. But really the entire thing is bridged. And then we come around to them. That's a bit of an awkward one, isn't it? I guess we tunnel it. I think it does tunnel a bit there in its defence. So that's fair enough. I guess the road goes above the tunnel into Barmouth. Barmouth and Towyn, the two passing places we've built so far. I think the next one is Harlock, and then Portmaddock, and then Pwllheli is the end of the line. I don't think it might just be the one platform at Pwllheli, but it's the end of the line, so I'm going to count it as a major station. I use the stations that have passing loops as major stations on this line. It's not necessarily correct, but given that that's where the trains will pass, it feels vaguely accurate. A lot of the rest of the stations are request stops after all. So continue up. So I've ridden the entire length of this line now, although not all at once. I rode Towyn to Pwllheli and back, stopping off at Harlock when I was on holiday in Towyn. And I rode effectively Birmingham to Portmaddock the other year when I was going to visit the Festiniog Railway. So that was quite a long journey. That was not a pleasant journey. The Cambrian Coast, especially the bit around Welshpool and Shrewsbury, is notorious for flooding. And obviously on that day it had flooded, and so we ended up on a replacement bus from Shrewsbury to Welshpool. Just the one stop. It took 2 hours. Wasn't terribly pleasant. We ended up in Portmaddock a solid 2 hours after we'd originally anticipated being there. That was the difference between daylight and pitch black darkness. It wasn't terribly ideal, but it was fine. It was still a train ride. The ride was still nice enough, and we got all the good views of the coastline. So can't complain too much. Here we go. We're in Harlock. This is technically a long level crossing that is gated on all three approaches. You can't actually do that, even though it doesn't cross the railway. Well, there's a train crossing because the barriers get in the way. I've got a water or road hit. Where's that? Somewhere down here. Are you sure? All the way down here. You didn't argue about that earlier, I'll be honest. But okay. If you want to argue about it now, then sure. There we go, sorted. Now, continuing north out of Harlock. It's a castle in Harlock. That's about all I know about it. It's a very steep road to get to the castle. It's one of the steeper ones in the country. Not the steepest, I don't think. But one of the steeper ones. Tugwyn? I have no idea. Tulsenau. Again, probably wrong. It's my pronunciations are quite questionable. Landequin, which I've had to build on a bridge because the sea is too close here. And now I have to go onto a bridge. I'm assuming I do really just follow the road like this. It's a bit weird. I don't remember it being this close to the road, but then obviously when you're riding along this line, if you're riding it for the scenery, you're looking at the other side of the train really. So you wouldn't really notice that road. Penryn Drewdraith. And then as we carry on down, we end up at Machynlleth. I believe is how it's pronounced. I think I know how that one's pronounced. I believe it's Machynlleth. I think a double D makes a th sound for some reason. I might be completely wrong. So it meets the Festiniog Railway there. Well, the Festiniog Railway also goes into Porthmadog. It's on the other side of town to the main line at that point, but Machynlleth is pretty much a joint station. You do technically have to go onto the road and along the road a little bit, but it's not like there's any ticket gates or anything that make that a problem. So now I just have to bring it underneath the Welsh Highland Heritage Railway Station, not to be confused with the Welsh Highland Railway. Two slightly different railways. And then across the tiny little stream up to the mainline station. The final passing loop on the line before we continue on, heading north out of Porthmadog. And I have no clue what comes next, actually. I've completely forgotten. Right, there's a couple more stations until Pwllheli. So we'll see. I guess it comes down here. This looks like the way it goes. Seems like an obvious rail route. So we'll just continue it down and follow round the trees and then maybe down there. I guess it comes along with this road, along the beach. Machynlleth is the next station by the looks of it. Probably, again, got the pronunciation wrong. I really doubt it's Machynlleth, actually. It's called Machynlleth, who knows. The double C could be a ch sound. Wouldn't surprise me. I'm kind of lost now. It's not exactly obvious where I go from here. I guess I sort of come along like this. And down. And then if we sort of, I know this comes through like that, so if I try and stay above the lakes for a bit and then curve it round and in, it needs to come in across this gap. Now, if I understand it correctly, this is some sort of holiday resort, possibly at Butlins or similar. And the station is here pretty much purely for the holiday resort, Pennychain Station. Or Pennychan, maybe? Who knows? I'm not meant to go up there. I'm meant to come down here to Aberech. Again, not sure on the pronunciation there. Aberech. We'll just smooth out those curves slightly. There we go. And then the last station is Pwllheli. Again, probably got the pronunciation wrong. Now, setting up services on this line is going to be a little difficult. The main service is one train every 2 hours. It runs Birmingham International to Aberystwyth and Pwllheli. It splits at Machynlleth. I can't do splitting, so I'm thinking I'm going to run a train every 2 hours, Birmingham International to Pwllheli, and a train every 2 hours from Machynlleth to Aberystwyth, which is going to take a lot less than every 2 hours, let's be honest. But it's going to have a long turnaround to Aberystwyth, I imagine. I might end up putting another platform in here, depending on how long that turnaround ends up. I might do that service first, just to see, because I might change my mind if it is going to be a long turnaround. Hi, TFW, I need your colour, that's what I'm getting. Then I'm making a new line, and I'm pasting the colour. And TFW. I'm going to have to pause the game. While I can build while it's running, I don't think I can make lines while it's running. That's still proving problematic. AYW to MCN, Aberystwyth to Machynlleth. And then I need to zoom in on Aberystwyth. Here we go. So the interesting fact about the Cambrian Coast is Shrewsbury onwards to Pwllheli and Aberystwyth, it's under, I think, ETCS or some sort of automated train signalling system. That means it's not fully automated, but there's no trackside signalling, it's just signs and then in-cab signalling, if I understand correctly. It's one of the only places in the UK to have that system set up. And it means they have to run very specific trains down it. They can only run a certain set of 158s down this line because they're the only ones fitted to do it. I'm just going to get the first train in. So 158. Here we go, plus 158. They tend to run as 2 cars because they run a 4-car joined and then 2 cars and then they split. So we'll just buy 1 for now. Lines. Timing calculator, paste in the speed, up the stop durations to a minute, and then the interval every 2 hours. It's going to have some little turnaround then. That's not ideal. Not thrilled, I'll be honest. Yeah. Well, I might need another platform at Aberystwyth. I might up the stop duration at Machynlleth to 10 minutes, just for the sake of it. But that'll be every 2 hours, so I only need the 1 train for it, because it's just over an hour journey. And then I'll set up the other line. Which I think I can set up the full length, but I think I do have Birmingham International in. So PWL to BHI. 5, and then up to Pwllheli. Aberystwyth. Penny chain. This page I'm using to tell me the stop pattern doesn't actually tell me which ones are request stops. It's not like I can put that into the game anyway. Every train stops everywhere, but Alsano, Tigwin, Harlock, Andrig, Ensan, whatever that is, Diffidar Dudry, Talibont, Alabere, Barmouth, Morpham Mordock, Fairborn. I'm not even going to try. I'm not going to try there either. Towin, Aberdyfi, Pwllheli, Dyfi Junction, Machynlleth, where it would connect to the train from Aberystwyth. Carsws, I believe. Carsws, Newtown, Welshpool, and up into Shrewsbury. And then out now. Wellington, Telford Central, Wolverhampton, because it does now skip stops. Smethwick Galton Bridge, that's in here at Smethwick, that's Smethwick Rolfer Street. Smethwick Galton Bridge, the interchange one. Birmingham New Street. Have we got a spare platform for you to run through? We've got a couple of spare platforms actually. Put you through this one then. I'd like to bring Avanti through. Actually, no, that's going to be my terminating Avanti platform. Through Avantis, they're going to come through. Through Avantis and through cross country is going to come through the top one. It's going to be terminating Avantis, my terminating cross country. So we'll bring you through this. No, this one. I think. Oh no, maybe we'll bring you through this one. There we go. It's not strictly speaking correct, but it'll do. And then Birmingham International. And you do terminate in that platform. And then you don't get to go round the top route to get back. You have to come along the main line with everyone else. Wolverhampton. Telford Central, Wellington, Shrewsbury. You don't get to bypass Shrewsbury, you have to go in. Welshpool, and Newtown, and Carsus, and Machynlleth, and Dovey Junction, and Pwllheli, and Aberdyfi, and Towan. And you can only imagine how long this is going to take for one train to do. It takes about 9 hours for a train to do Penzance to Paddington and back. And quite similar actually for Swansea to Paddington. That does a lot less stops. And it's a lot faster lines. But this, with all these stops, and realistically there's some quite tight corners on this line. The train can't go as fast. And then it runs through Birmingham as well, where there's a lot of congestion. How long do you imagine this will take? So I put one train on it for now. Lines. Paste in the time. Every 2 hours. And I want you to do 1 minute stops. See, this has now resulted in, at Pwllheli, a hour 11-minute turnaround. It is an 8 hour 49 journey. I might say at Birmingham International have a 5-minute turnaround, which is slightly longer. I might give it 2 minutes at U Street on each direction, and 2 at Wolverhampton. Given it's turning round at Shrewsbury, I'd really like to give it quite a bit of time. But in reality, it would have quite a while for the drive to get to the other end. I've got it down to a 55-minute turnaround now. That's better. Yeah, okay, so that would be a train at 02468. So that's 5 trains. I've already got 1, so I need to clone the train 4 times. So clone 4 duplicates. There we go. And that's that. There is one more route along the Cambrian Coast, which is Shrewsbury to Aberystwyth. Runs most hours. Yeah, it's an extra service so that most hours there is a train between Shrewsbury and Aberystwyth. Because this service is only 1 every 2 hours. So then another 1 every 2 hours roughly service between Shrewsbury and Aberystwyth to get the full hourly service on that stretch of line. But I'll do that off camera because it's become quite a lengthy episode. So that's the Cambrian coastline. Next time we'll be starting the West Coast Main Line probably. I'll actually build Euston. It's the only terminus in London that's currently missing, as it completely doesn't exist. It's meant to be in here. We've just got the underground here at the moment. So we'll get that in and actually build the West Coast Main Line out. Who knows how far I'll get in the video, but then I'll continue it off camera. So thanks for watching. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed, and I'll catch you in the next one.